Don't care if there's a hater hating on me.
Hello, lovely people, and welcome back to Noon Scorpio Moon Tarot. My name is Noon, and before we get into this reading, I just want to invite you guys to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and onto this video. If the reading resonated, it would really help to get the message out. So today we are going to be exploring what your God-given spiritual gifts are. We're going to be exploring the gifts that, Source gave you, your spiritual gifts, psychic gifts, just gifts that you are just given by God, and God said, here are your strengths, and please, these are your gifts. You can do so much with these abilities that you have. Excuse me. So we are now going to, okay, so this is pile 1. This is the 125th Street oil. This is pile 2, my All Saints oil. Pile 3, my PTAH oil. And pile 4, my SIREN oil. So take as much time as you need to, meditate on a pile. And once you do, choose your pile, and I will see you at your reading. Hello, pile 1. So if you chose my 125th Street oil, this reading is for you, and we are going to explore what your spiritual God-given gifts are. So I just broke the pile into 4 little quadrants, so I'm going to just be shuffling this small little deck really quick. I'm just gonna pull 3 cards today. I think we can get a lot of information out of that. So, what are your God-given gifts? 1, 2, and 3. Everyone who chose the 125th Street oil, what are their God-given gifts? At the bottom of the deck, we have North Node, Life's Purpose. So you may be good at just kind of like discerning what your destiny is and what you're meant for. Like, you feel like you have a clear idea. You might have a clear idea in your head of like what you're supposed to do in this life. Let's get into it. First card, I know. Second card, I have. Taurus. This is Aquarius, Taurus. Third card, I think, Gemini. So we have all just like the signs here. That's cool. So first off, you might have Aquarius placements. You might have Taurus placements. You might have Gemini placements. You might have a combination of these 3. These might be in your big 3, or this is your big 3. Aquarius, Taurus, and Gemini. It's a very interesting combination, I must say. So you could be really good at technology. You could be really good at being innovative. You could be really good at, just being a very innovative, very, very progressive person. Like, you being able to be a progressive person, you being able to see that, the way, excuse me, I just had a burger, I'm not even gonna lie. The way that you see the way that humanity is supposed to go, being a kind person, being an innovative person, being someone who can see all the possibilities of the future and sees the way that, you're supposed to go in life, which I think, kind of ties into North Node. Just kind of knowing what you're supposed to do in life. You also have Taurus. I have. You could also be really good at creating stability for yourself, being a stable person, being emotionally stable. I'm getting is something that you're good at. Keeping a calm, cool, and collected head. You could also be good at making things pretty, like making your surroundings pretty, keeping yourself pretty, keeping it just like, a quality type of thing that you make. You make quality things. You make things that, You know, you may put in an extra amount of work just to make something really good because you know that, you know, paying attention to detail might be a really good thing for you. You could be a leader, you know, you could be a leader. Someone who really, yeah, I'm just getting this, like, really going after what they want in life and not letting anybody stop them. Bullish attitude, maybe, that gets you far. Very committed to making things that are of quality, things that are innovative, things that can connect people. With Gemini, like I said, you might work in the tech industry. You might be in tech, and you might create things that are, I'm getting, very innovative but also very familiar. And this helps, like, brings people close together because Gemini is the sign of communication. So you might be really good at, you know, communicating as well, communicating your feelings, communicating your ideas, being an extremely innovative person. You might be also good at creating duality for yourself. You might be good at balancing masculine and feminine energy. You might be good at, you know, putting on different personas with different people, like, you know, when it's appropriate to act a certain way in front of certain people, and, you know, you can turn it off and go back and be a completely different person with, you know, people that you really care about. So you might have a very well put together professional persona. You might have a very well put together social media persona. You might have a very well put together just a persona that you put out into the world. You're good at turning that off and putting it where it needs to be so that you don't take it home, maybe. And you're just a completely different person. You know, you just know when it's appropriate to act a certain way around certain people. You could be very professional. I don't know. I'm getting, like, a professional vibe almost. Working in tech, and, like, you might work at Google, you might work at you know, some type of tech company. Or you could be anticipating to do that. Or just working in communications. Yeah, so again, we're going to go through it one more time. Your God-given gifts are being an extremely innovative person, being a technological person, being someone who's gifted in, you know, bringing progress to the human race, being an empathetic person where you see the way in which humanity is supposed to go. You can see the way that humanity is supposed to go the long term, and you want to be a part of that. You're also really good at creating stability for yourself. Emotional stability. You know, you have maybe very Venusian qualities. Love to keep things very, like, looking very nice. Having things that are of quality. Having things that are... You could also, yeah, being a very, just a communicative person. Maybe an extrovert as well, because we have 2 air signs here. We have Aquarius and Gemini. You could be just very good at talking to people, very good at relating to people, very good at maybe relating to many walks of life. You could appear to be very, very extroverted, but you're actually, like, if someone got an objective view of you, you would actually appear to be very, like, reserved and, you know, down to earth and very demure, you know? I think, you know, people may perceive you as very, you know, extroverted and out here, but you actually prefer to be very calm. And yeah, maybe you are good at that, but, you know, you really prefer to just be calm, demure, and low key. Okay, pile 1, I think that's all I have for you today. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in my next reading. Bye. Hi, pile 2. So everyone who chose my All Saints oil, This is your reading of your God-given gifts, things that you're just naturally good at, things that Source has anointed you with, gifts that, Source has anointed you with to be, just be your strength, your forte, your gift, thing that, Source gave you individually to thrive in. So we're going to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Bottom of the deck energy, we have Genius. So you could be a very smart person. Like, people wouldn't know how just intelligent, or maybe people do know, just like you are crazy intelligent. Like, you have an intelligence that is unmatchable, and people see that. At the very least, you know that, and you have an incredible reservoir of knowledge. Very progressive as well, very innovative. You have an ability to stick out like a sore thumb. So, first card, love, Venus. Second card, third house, messages. Second card, third card, void of course, moon, missing. Interesting. So first and foremost, I feel like you give a type of love that is of people's dreams. You give a type of love. You are first off, you're just extremely beautiful. You're charming. You are creative. You are just lovely. You are divine beauty. You have divine beauty. And that is your God-given gift. People may tell you how beautiful you are all the time. You may walk down the street and you get a lot of looks. You get a lot of, when you're walking, like when you see a couple walking down the street, the person who is of your gender, of your sex, might look at their partner and get worried that they might be looking at you because you're just so beautiful. You also you give a very good love. Like, you're a very good lover. You give good love. You give unconditional love. You give beautiful unconditional love, a love like people have never seen, all-consuming, physical and emotional lover. You're a lover. You know what love is, and you're not afraid of love. You're not afraid, even if you get hurt by love. You know that, there is more love to give. If it's not from people, then you can give it to people, because your love is unconditional. Second card, third house, messages. You might be really good at seeing in between the lines. Just really good at talking, seeing in between the lines and really deciphering messages that might not be completely overt. You might be a really good investigator. Typically, I would associate this message with maybe something that having to do with Scorpio or Pluto, but I'm getting the message that, wink wink, I'm getting the message that, you're really good at seeing in between the lines. You're really good at deciphering, like, the messages, because, we have the hieroglyphs here. You're really good at deciphering, like, messages that are not overt. We have void of course, missing moon. I feel like you're good at keeping your emotions in check. You could be really good at keeping your emotions in check. You don't let yourself get overly emotional, and even if you have, you can kind of just, like, take a breath and just relax. I don't think you let your emotions get the best of you. You might have a Capricorn moon, or you might have moon in the 10th house. You might not appear to be very emotional, maybe, and maybe that's a strength. You have a good poker face. Like, you don't communicate your emotions all that well, even though you feel really deeply about life and about all these things. Like, you don't allow that to come forward all the time. And I think that's a strength. That is a strength. That is a gift. Because, being overly emotional all the time just kind of like, it sets you back. It sets you back. It makes you appear weak. It makes you appear vulnerable. It keeps you vulnerable, And you being able to keep that in check, recognize it, maybe putting that away in a box somewhere, recognizing that you have emotions, but also like you can't let them dictate your life is a big strength of yours, and it's a gift of yours. You could just be a very creative person. You might be a writer. You could be a poet. You could be a painter. You could work in advertising. You could, you could be a singer. Something that involves like giving a message to people very creatively. Yeah. What was the bottom of the deck energy? Oh, Uranus, right? Being a genius. Being extremely innovative. There is a quirk about you. There's just something that is so off about you that just draws people in. You have the ability to just be who you are, unapologetically you. Unapologetically you. You are individuality, personified. Individual, unique beauty personified. No one can touch you on that. Being an artist, just being someone who has their feelings in check, but can also give love. They're not so callous. Like, you can recognize that you need to just have boundaries for yourself, but you still give love so freely. Beautiful. Okay, pile 2, that's all the messages I'm getting for you. This is a quick reading. If this reading resonated, please give this video a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello, pile 3, everyone who chose my PTAH oil. This reading is for you to see what your natural abilities are, your God-given gifts are. Things that you're just very naturally good at and you just flourish in. Ooh, okay. Wee. Wee. Let's see. I just chopped up the deck into 4. Okay. 1. I'm not cherry picking, I'm just trying to see. I know that when Aries is up here, that the card is right side up, and I don't like to read reversals with these cards, so I'm not cherry picking cards. All right. So, bottom of the deck energy for your natural God-given gifts, pile 3. Leo. I have a very strong-willed person who has a great amount of confidence in themselves. So you might be bestowed with just a very good sense of confidence, great sense of belief in yourself, a playfulness. There's a playfulness about you, something that's quite childish about you, but it's just fun. It's attractive. Leadership skills. All right, let's get into it. Mercury, mind. 7th house, partners, and Grand Cross, provoker. Interesting. So let's start with this card. Honestly, this is the hardest card. So this is Grand Cross, provoker. And in astrology, when you have this big square in your chart, that indicates, a great amount of tension, a great amount of energy that is tense to inspire action. So you might have a great ability to do things, like just to inspire a great amount of action, to exert a very impressive amount of energy into things, into solving problems, into going after your goals, into fixing things. You just put a great amount of energy into whatever you do, and you just have a great amount of energy, so much so that at times you may come across as very overbearing. You may come across as very overpowering. You may come across as very domineering, you know? It can be, you have so much energy that you just provoke people. Like, ooh, who the fuck does this person think that they are? Like, you might be someone who just triggers people, who, because you're so dominant, because you're so powerful, that may trigger people, you know, who are a bit more beta than you. You have a great gift of just being a very charming person. People like you, okay? People really like you. You might have great luck in romantic relationships. You might have great luck in business relationships. People just find you very charming. You might have some Libra in your chart. You might have significant 7th house placement. You might have significant Venus or Venusian qualities about you. You're just very pretty. People are very attracted to you. You know, people like you. So I think that this helps with this. I think that because you're so powerful and you're so dominant, you can be domineering and overbearing. This charm, this kind of like beautiful charm about you, can kind of put people at ease. And that even though people, you may be perceived as domineering and maybe, at times crazy, maybe at times just your personality is too strong, this charm just kind of puts people at ease. This charm about you, like, people, like, you can't stay mad at you. Stay mad at them? Like, why would I ever stay mad at this person? Like, they're fucking just awesome. Even though, you know, they really get under people's skin, and, you know, they might have an ego that is, 10 times the size, 10 times higher than the Empire State Building. You can't stay mad. Like, why would you? Or you might have a lot of enemies as well. I'm not even going front. Like, it's the 7th house, like, we like to think of the 7th house as like love and business. It is also the house of enemies. It is also the house of enemies. So you might just have people who just like really don't like you, but will still stay in your circle. So you might have people who are fake around you, who like really secretly hate you. Yeah, you might have some haters. You might have some haters, people who say they like you and say they're about you, but they really are like hating deep. I feel like you're very smart as well, very intellectual, and you have the ability to charm people. I'm okay, forgive me for this, but I'm getting this is for someone that you recognize that you know how people's minds work, and so you use that to your advantage. You can maybe, how to psychologically manipulate people, and typically I would associate that with Scorpio or 8th house energy, but I'm getting that you're good at getting people to work in your favor. Yeah, with this message, you're really good at getting people to work in your favor. You're good at getting people to do things for you because you know how to relate to them in a way. Yes, especially with 7th house Libra. 7th house can be very manipulative. So you know how to get into people's heads. You know how to like ask for the right things. You know how to talk to the right people. And because you have such a strong aura and energy about you, you might get really far in life. You might charm the right people and get to where you want to be, get where you need to be, because of that. You know how to present yourself and talk. You're a smooth talker. You're a charmer. And this gift, even though it's kind of sly, even though it's kind of slick, it gets you places, and it gives you a great amount of energy to achieve the things that you want to achieve in life, whether that's petty things, such as getting somebody to buy you a meal, or long-term things such as maybe taking over a company. It can range from very small things to very large and grand things. You have a lot of energy with the provoker. You have a lot of energy, But, you know, with the provoker, it can also come to an expense where it's like, it's really hard. Like, you have to put so much energy and so much energy. It can drain you, but, you know, you have such a strong will. I don't think it bothers you all that much. You love it. You love the hustle, I would say. And it just gets you to where you need to be, and that is your God-given gift. That your gift of gab, so to speak, your gift of gab, your charming nature, and your ironclad will gets you places where you can excel, where you can thrive. That is your God-given gift. Okay, so that's all I'm getting for you today. Pile 3. I really enjoyed this energy. I really did. Like boss vibes. So if this reading resonated, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hello, pile 4, everyone who chose our siren oil. It looks so nice in the light. Like, ah, you see my nails? I'm sorry, they look so good. Anyways, this is about you. So, what are your God-given gifts? What are gifts that God has given you, God has anointed you with, that just really, you just really are good at, you really just thrive in? I separated the cards into 4 sections, so that's why it's like little mini piles. So I don't cherry pick the cards, but I do make sure that the cards are upright, just because I don't like to read reversals. So when Aries is at the top, that's when I know how to pick. So for instance, if Libra is up here, then I don't pick because it's in reverse, and I do not like to read reversals with these cards. But sometimes I get called to read reversals, honestly, but it's kind of annoying. It's like, if I'm going to be honest. Alright, so bottom of the deck energy is endings and beginnings. So you could be really good at going with the flow of transformation. You could be really good at handling money that is given to you through inheritance. You could be really good at, you know, rising from the ashes. You know, when life knocks you down. Excuse me, one second. When life knocks you down, you know, you get right back up, you know, and it makes you stronger. So first card, 5th house, creativity. Yod, destiny. Air element, communication, communicating. So you have a very charming, childlike nature to you. You just have a great reservoir of creativity where you just love to play. You know, your kind of childlike energy can kind of put people at ease, and it makes people just love you, and you know, you love being the center of attention, and I feel like people really don't mind you being at the center of attention. However, you know, it could be to your detriment sometimes. You might be an attention hog, you know, because you love being at the center of attention. Like, you can just, every day is a performance. Every interaction with you is dramatic. Every, you know, time you go out, you know, your friend says just wear something casual, you come in like, you know, a ball gown. You know, you love to make an appearance. You love to make a scene. You love to make production. Like, you love to give production value. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love that, like, personally. Like, you can see that the production value is high. Like, you had budget. You have budget. I'm not getting any money from the, oh yeah, no, duh. Money. 8th house is money. 8th house is inheritances. Like, you might be, you know, you might be spending other people's money, but just to make yourself look good. But yeah, like I said, you are giving production value, budget. Okay, investors, like, you have that. It's okay. Like, you're gonna show it off, whatever. And if people have a problem with that, that is their problem, not yours, right? Okay. So now that we have that clear, we have Yod, destiny. So many people are a bit perplexed with this astrological shape in the birth chart. I have several of these in my birth chart, and what I can give an interpretation is, you know, events and situations and circumstances in your life that force you to reevaluate your conditioning in life, to kind of rid yourself of it and to evolve. So you may have the ability to consistently transform yourself, and to drop old beliefs, drop old people. You know, you might be really good at just moving forward and acting like shit just didn't exist. So you could drop people like flies. Like, you could drop friends like flies. You could drop, you know, hobbies. You know, like, you know, you might be very interested in something one day, and then the next week you're like, well, no, I'm on to the next thing. I don't even remember what that was, what that phase of my life was. You know, you move through life with an ability to want to be, just learn, and I think communicate what you've learned as well. You might give a lot of advice. Like, I'm getting like the old lady in the town who goes to the corner store in a Christian Dior fur coat, and, you know, while you're ordering, you know, your sandwich, she is giving you like the best life advice on how to make every day, you know, count, you know, giving you really good advice. So you might be that kind of person who, you know, because you've been through such transformations, such upheavals in life, you give good advice, you communicate that to people, and you show them that, you know, hey, look, I've been through a lot, and I'm still here looking fabulous. I'm still here thriving. I'm still here doing what needs to be done. That's what you give, and that is a gift. If it's a gift to other people. You can serve it as an example. I feel like you can serve as a good example of how to rise, how to come back. You know, we love a good comeback story. We really do, and I think you are proof of that. And you give people strength because they see you and they see the struggles that you've been through. And they just see you just come up again, stronger than ever. Giving, you know, serving, strutting. You really carry yourself with such an unshakable amount of confidence. You know, and even if, like, on the inside it might feel turbulent, it might feel unstable, like, what you serve is way more important. And I'm not saying that being internally safe, being internally stable is important, but also you putting on that face and showing people that you can just go through life, be fabulous, and continue to just, okay, keep it together, at least on the outside. It gives other people a lot of strength. It does. And it may not feel the best for you all the time, but I can assure you it inspires people so deeply. And you are such an inspiration. Okay. I think that's, aw. I have such love for this pile, wow. This is a lovely pile. God bless you. Okay, so this is all I have for you. If this reading resonated, please give this video a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram. Tips are down below. Tip your tarot card reader. And I will see you in another video. Bye, guys.